Welcome to another episode of Times Square Kung Fu. I'm your host, Frankie Balboa, aka the Shogun Supreme. Y'all know the deal, y'all know the vibes. What's the vibes to today? We're going to be comparing the Kino Blu-Ray of Millennium Mambo with the French 4K release of this film. Now, also, this video was difficult to put together, but again, things got resolved and I get into that towards the course of this episode. Now let's get into it. Now, if you guys never seen this film, I highly recommend renting it because it's not for everybody. There's a very drama, artsy type of film, and it's about Shu Qi. Well, she plays a character named Vicky, where she's living her life aimlessly. She has no idea what she's doing. She's just, partying her life away, but within reason, and she's in a toxic relationship with a wannabe DJ scum of a boyfriend. Like, this relationship is toxic, but there's a lot of stuff that people could relate as well at one point in their time. Especially with me, that I lived in the nightlife, not lived, but worked and was part of the nightlife industry. So I could relate to her character to a certain degree. But it's a beautiful film, and I highly recommend you guys renting it. Now, if you've seen this film, you guys are gonna be satisfied with both transfers, but this film needed a 4K release on the US because the Dolby Vision definitely helps a lot. As you saw from these clips right here, it's a very vibrant and moody film. Now, before I get into the picture comparison, just keep in mind that, with Windows, there's a limitation with the nits in capturing HDR screenshots, especially with dark films. But I explain that after the picture comparison. So let's get into it. Colors and the pop on the 4K disc, but when I took the screen caps, of course it's Tomac involved, but it doesn't look like that when you watch it in actual 4K HDR 10 plus on the film display. There's more pop to it because you're probably watching the yo, this looks a little dark. Trust me, it's not like that when you actually see the 4K disc. I mean, even with the Tomac pictures that you guys saw right there, you see the shadow detail on the skin tone. The ways look. Now, there was another method that I used to take screen caps, and it got the pop right, but it was changing the colors to a certain degree. So let me show you guys an example how that other method came out, so you guys get an idea of what type of pop you're gonna get when you see this 4K disc on your TV. Now, this picture right here came out really well, trying to explain what I want to tell you guys, but it was actually killing some of the shadows here. Now, this one has a good punch to it and everything, but it's killing the shadow details, especially on her arm where you're supposed to see the wrinkles of her coat. Now, this one again has a good punch. Look at her shirt, but it's messing up her skin tone color and also the color of the tunnel. It doesn't really look like that when you really watch it. So I didn't use these pictures because it wasn't a representation of how the disc actually looks. Now, there's something else in this film between both versions, which I found a huge difference in, and that is the audio. The audio is louder on the Kino disc, while the Spectrum one is lower. Now, they both are well mixed. They're not overshooting. Both I'm using DTS Master, but it's a tad lower on the Spectrum release. Now, I spoke to them, why is that the case? And that's because they were told by the studio not to mess with the audio to that degree, like to I forgot what term they use, but not to overshoot it. So that's why it's a tad lower on the Spectrum 4K release. And the Spectrum 4K release comes with 3 discs. It comes with the Blu-ray and a disc full of special features. Now the Kino release is just has an audio commentary track and a video essay in the trailers. That's it. So the Spectrum release definitely has some good special features. Now, if you're a hardcore fan of this film, I could see them getting the 4K Dolby Vision disc, and you could use the French subtitles from the DVD, and it syncs well with this 4K release. So this only applies to hardcore people and also have a 4K disc burner for their computer. But if you don't have that, if you just like owning it just to look at it, nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful release, but you can't even go wrong with the Kino release. I mean, yeah, it looks washed out compared to the 4K disc, but it looks good. It looks good, and you know, has some solid features, man. Now, about to wrap this video up. Thanks for you guys for watching, man. I hope you found the video informative, and I got the message, you know, across to you guys. And massive shout out to my good friend Peter, and also Spectrum Films for providing me a copy of the 4K release of this film. They always show the kid mad love. Now, again, you know, took a lot of testing here and there, send it to various people, but it said, hey, it came out close enough. And again, that's the limitations of Windows, especially when you do dark HDR scenes, because my socket of 4K actually came out very solid. Now, as always, guys, like, share, and subscribe. And until the next one, peace.